Ever wish you had like a digital twin, but for all the stuff you know how to do?
Like a digital resume or something.
Yeah, but like on steroids. One that keeps track of every skill you've ever learned. Even that weird bread making phase.
Uh-huh. Sounds pretty handy.
Right. Well, might actually be a thing soon. EON Reality just announced this whole platform for what they're calling perpetual learning. And it's not just another learning app.
It's a whole different way of thinking about learning and skills in general.
Exactly. So let's dive into this, right? What is EON Reality doing that's so different? And how does this whole digital twin thing even work?
Okay, so the big idea here is perpetual learning. And it really flips how we usually think about learning. Like, usually we see it as these little chunks, right? You get a degree or you finish a course and boom, done.
Right, right. Like a finite thing.
Exactly. But Eon Reality is saying, hold on, we're always learning, whether it's at work or picking up on your hobby or just messing around on YouTube learning how to fix something.
Okay, so how do they actually capture all that? You said something about an AI, right?
Yeah, they've got this AI called EON LifeMentor. And basically, it's building a digital twin of your knowledge and skills.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. So it's constantly analyzing what you're learning, whether it's formal or informal, and adding it to this big digital picture of what you can do.
So it's pulling in stuff from everywhere. Like even if it's just, I don't know, a weekend workshop on pottery or something?
Pottery, coding, public speaking, whatever. It all goes into building this super detailed profile.
Okay, now my mind is racing. This is like a dream for career planning.
Mhm.
Tell me more about this dynamic career mapping thing.
So imagine you've got this digital twin of all your skills, right? The AI can then take all that data and compare it to, well, basically the entire job market. It can see what skills are in demand, what jobs are emerging, and then give you personalized recommendations.
So it's not just saying, hey, based on your degree, you should be a
Hmm.
whatever.
Right. It's way more nuanced. Like, it could pick up on those kind of hidden connections between your skills. Say you're a software engineer, but you also volunteer teaching kids about robotics.
Oh, I see. So it could suggest career paths that combine both those passions and skill sets.
Exactly. Maybe something in educational tech or even designing educational robots, things you might not have even thought of yourself.
So cool. Okay, what about this spatial skill verification thing? This one really caught my eye.
Right. So it's one thing to say you can do something, but it's another to actually prove it.
Like, yeah, my resume says I'm a team player, but
Exactly. So spatial skill verification lets you actually demonstrate your skills in these super realistic virtual environments.
so wait, like virtual reality?
Yeah. Like imagine a surgeon practicing a complicated procedure in a VR operating room, or an engineer showing off how they troubleshoot a broken machine in a simulated factory.
Wow. Okay, that is next level. And all of this, it's not just limited to like work stuff.
Right. Nope. That's the whole idea of cross-domain integration. It brings together skills from your education, your job, your personal life, everything.
So it's like the system understands that learning happens everywhere, not just in a classroom.
Totally. And that's so important, right? Like, say someone's a musician in their free time. They might not put that on their resume for a marketing job.
Right. But maybe those creative skills are actually super relevant.
Exactly. And the system would be able to make those connections and highlight those transferable skills.
Okay, last big thing I got to ask about global qualification recognition. This could be huge.
Totally. So think about how much trouble it can be if studied in one country and want to work in another.
Or, just trying to explain to an employer what your weird foreign degree is actually equivalent to.
Exactly. This could totally change that. Like, imagine if professional certifications or degrees were automatically recognized across borders.
So it's like leveling the playing field for everyone.
Yep. It could open up so many opportunities for people.
Okay, this is all pretty mind-blowing, but let's get real for a sec. How could this actually change people's lives? I mean, for our listeners out there.
Well, think about it. What skills have you learned that might not be obvious on your resume? Maybe you organized a huge community event, or you taught yourself how to code. This platform could finally give you credit for all those experiences.
I love that.
And the examples in our research were really cool. We talked about software engineers, but think about a doctor. They could keep a constantly updated portfolio of everything they've learned and all their procedures.
Oh, wow. Or like an engineer who works on, I don't know, complicated machinery. They could use this to show how they fix things instead of just saying they can.
Exactly. It really changes how we think about expertise, right?
It does. And,
Yeah.
all this is happening at a time when everyone's talking about needing to, like constantly learn and adapt.
Right. Our research showed that something like 94% of employees actually want their companies to invest in their learning, and CEOs are freaking out about skill gaps.
So the demand is there, for
Yeah,
sure.
big time. And this is like a real solution. It makes you wonder, what if learning never really ended? Like, what if we could always be adding to that digital twin and using it to reach our full potential?
It's kind of a beautiful thought, right? It's like this whole other version of you is out there, always growing and evolving, and it's helping you along the way.
Makes you think about how you might approach learning differently, knowing it's all being tracked and, put to use.
Super inspiring. Well, folks, that's our deep dive into EON Reality's vision of perpetual learning. It's a lot to wrap your head around, but I think it's safe to say the future of learning is going to be pretty amazing.